We made it, PDAC 2025.
PDAC 2025. We kicked it off with the Grizzle pre-PDAC launch party, a banger, shoulder to shoulder. Everyone was pumping. We had to go last call. We got last call of the party.
Good night.
Lots of great interviews through the entire set. You're gonna hear great insights from phenomenal companies. Welcome to PDAC 2025.
All right, we're back at PDAC 2025. I've been stalking the halls and I was able to pull aside Taj Singh. He's CEO of First Nordic Metals. We're going to talk about gold and silver in the Nordics. Taj, thanks for making some time for me.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So I want to start things off. I'd say on my hand, you guys are one of the top 5 best performing juniors, maybe top 2 this year. You've been able to raise money easier than most. What do you think you're telling investors in meetings that's really resonating?
Yeah, listen, it's as much as we're doing it has been a grind. For sure, getting out there, and you just got to keep going and going. We really believe in our story. I think investors see that. We've also kind of, when we did this acquisition early in 2024, we laid out a business plan, and we've been hitting on it. So I think guys are like, okay, that really gives you some credibility. This is the plan we want to do, and you keep hitting on it. The team has a good track record too, right? So that's going to help, having a good management team that's done stuff before. And then the Nordics are hot right now, right? Finland was hot, Sweden's getting very hot, becoming extremely pro-mining. And it's a story that kind of was forgotten, and you kind of put two things together and go, whoa, that was a great move, M&A-wise, very synergistic. And they're hearing about the whole story and the size potential, the district scale potential, Agnico coming in over the summer as an equity shareholder, all of these things combined. People are like, listen, size potential, right place, right time, gold's doing great, and it's funny is that when you raise money like that, your ability to get money increases again, right? Because they know that people have done their work, they've seen it, they think it's going good. So, we've been fortunate, and we've just been working our butts off.
So the first dollar is the hardest, really. That's how it works in this business.
Okay. Then everyone's got FOMO. Oh, everyone's going in. I'm going to go in too.
Yeah. And you've done well for investors, so they're happy.
Yeah, yes, and it's been great. Liquidity's been going up. Share price has been nice, steady growth. So yeah, it's going good.
That's great. Now, so you guys are really busy with your drill plans this year. I'm just wondering, can you, from a high level, what are you looking to achieve? Is it find new discoveries? Is it something else?
Yeah, listen, it's very exciting this year. Last year we were kind of getting everything ready and saying this is what we're going to do and rebranding, and this year, and we did a lot of the pre-drilling kind of work that was important to define these targets. Now it's drill time. Right? We're going to have multiple rigs. We got 25,000 meter program, which is one of the biggest in Europe for the junior sector, exploration sector, and probably one of the bigger ones in the space. And it's effectively a brand new. I mean, all the layers of work that need to be done before drilling have been done. Took many years and money, but it's there's 3-4 big new targets that have never been drilled on absolutely fertile ground. This could be a year of really big discovery for us on multiple targets. So, again, we're in a really good position, and that's also going to help on the first point is they see there's going to be lots of news coming. Okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah,
so
you need that.
It's going to be a really busy year, so we're really excited.
Great. Now I wanted to just talk about the regulatory landscape in Sweden and Finland. How would you say it compares to a Canada? Can you move a little faster? Is it a little slower? Is it about the same? Help people understand the differences because they probably know Canada better.
Yeah, high level is probably the same.
Okay.
Although I'd say it's probably on the better side of things. So as you know, in Canada, each province is slightly different.
Yeah.
British Columbia is different from Ontario, is different from the East Coast. I'd say northern Sweden is a mining region. That's it, through and through. Lots of skilled labor there, lots of belief in this project. They know that these kinds of these opportunities are going to help the country anyways. So I think it moves faster than maybe a slow province Canada, but high level it's probably similar. And again, it's a first world jurisdiction. There's a clear and transparent permitting process. You follow it, and you're rocking. Last year, Sweden permitted 3 new mines. So pretty good sign of things to come, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah. So regulatory is definitely not an impediment to getting things done.
No. Listen, these in first world countries, things take a little time, but it's not an impediment. And I would again treat it as similar to what you're seeing in Canada.
Gotcha. That's good. That's helpful. All right. Now, your major project is Barsele. That's a JV with Agnico Eagle. It's 2.4 million ounces. I think you're at right now.
Yep.
So you are a minority partner right now, but say you could get the full control of that type of project. Is 2.4 million ounces enough to move it towards production, or would you like to see a bigger number? How do you look at that project?
Yeah. So listen, we had control of it. The predecessor company, First Nordic, was Barsele Minerals. made the discovery. Agnico comes in 2015, does a lot of work. $60 million was spent by them, mainly over the course of 2015 to 2020. They got a lot bigger and made a bunch of acquisitions in Canada after that. COVID happened, things just slowed down, but this was going to be like an important project for them moving towards a mine. But their whole profile of projects has kind of changed. It's still sitting there. They still very much like the asset.
Yeah.
But we are, as you know, in discussions with them and have been for a little bit of time that, perhaps it's a better fit to put it into a smaller company that can more aggressively move it towards a development and construction decision. So we're talking, we're right now in negotiations with them, and we'll continue to work.
Great.
We work very closely with them anyway on the ground. But listen, to me, 2.5 million ounces, you're there. It's already a mine to me, and I know the quality of the ounces. That's a mine. I think there's a very straightforward path to getting that quite a bit larger. We're talking like I probably can, envision a 10, 12, 15 $1 million program to get this towards 4 million ounces plus.
Okay.
It's actually pretty easy to see from looking at the various technical information. But for me, it's already a mine now. 2.5 million ounces. Many mines have gone into production, especially this style of underground mine goes into production because you drill as you start producing. You're going to continue to grow the resource. And you're well through that kind of criteria threshold where is it a mine? If it's 2.5 million ounces, it's going. But again, I think it's a pretty easy way to make it larger. So potentially you do make it larger so then you can right size the rest of the operation.
Yeah.
And then these kinds of mines, these greenstone belt deposits, they go for like 40, 50 years. Like they can go well below a kilometer.
Wow.
And we're sitting at 500 meters. Like we already know this thing's going to go to a kilometer and beyond. So we don't need to go nuts and get it to 10 million ounces. But if it's an easy way for me to add 1 million or 1.5 million, I'd probably do that.
Yeah. That sounds like a best case scenario. So it sounds like typically you don't just sit on your ounces and say they'll never grow, but I'm developing this thing. You're always going to be looking to grow it.
Exactly.
You just think there's a lot of potential to grow it as you would be developing this.
Correct. And then on top of that, I think, again, the thing that resonates with investors is, okay, you got this 2.5 million ounces here. You've got 40 kilometers to the north that I 100% own. Agnico doesn't own any of that. And 40 kilometers to the south that I 100% own. I've got 8 targets already that are the size of Barsele. And you're going to have to, they're ready to drill, bring out the truth machine and test them. But all of a sudden, you get 3 Barseles upon this belt, central processing facility, and the whole story starts really looking different. And we start talking about a district.
I'm starting to see why investors are getting excited.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, cool. Now, I also saw there was some news today that Haywood came out with an initiation and you guys a buy rating. It sounds like kind of the story's getting out here, so you must be happy with that.
Yeah, listen, it's great to see that. I think it's probably one of many to come. And Haywood put out a research report today with a buy rating, $1.25 target price. Just even as a technical guy and a financial guy, very good, detailed, solid report. So encourage people to reach out at Haywood and get some access to the report. I think it was a great report, but it's all just part of the plan of getting the exposure out there, getting more institutional investors in the story. So it's good to see the plan coming together.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now I want to end things off. You guys, you're busy this year. What should people look for as far as catalysts like Q1 versus Q2 versus back half of the year?
Yeah, listen, it's Q2, Q3, and Q4 are going to be heavy on the drill results, right? We're starting it. We started a few weeks ago at our first target on the Powbacken project, that's specifically called the AIDA target. We're already like 10, 15 holes in.
Okay.
Expect assays to turn around within, say, 4 to 7 weeks or something like that. That's a typical turnaround. Send a few holes at a time, but you're going to see Q2, Q3, every few weeks results. A big one for Q1. Q1's almost ending, but we are listing on the Swedish stock exchange, as you know, the Nasdaq, and that is imminent now. So we're about 2 weeks away.
Oh, good.
I think it's going to be great. Sweden's largest gold deposit now listed in Sweden. Can you think about that, right? One of Europe's largest gold deposits, and all of those Nordic investors, they use that exchange for trading. So I think the exposure that we're going to get there and kind of the support, they like to support homegrown projects.
Right, that makes sense.
I think it's going to be great, really. And I'm hoping and expecting even some kind of re-rating, maybe even on our other exchanges, based on the going live and getting some real traction behind it. I'm hoping maybe there's even a re-rating there, but either way we're doing it so we just get the name out there and get some more support.
That's nice. Catalyst, not just drilling catalyst, some other things going on too, right?
Yeah, and then overall, you talked about it, but a big catalyst that could be an absolute game changer is what happens with Barsele, right? We're talking to Agnico. I think something should be able to happen this year, but we're going to keep working on it and hopefully unlock value on that asset. And both us and Agnico want to do what's best for that asset. So
Right. Yeah, you guys are aligned there.
Exactly, we're completely aligned, and that is a mine. So who's going to take it forward?
All right, I'll be watching.
And either
that.
way, whoever takes it forward is good for us because we own essentially half the mine.
Yeah, exactly. It all works out, right? All right, everyone. That was First Nordic Metals. It's definitely one to be on your radar. This is Taj Singh. He's CEO of First Nordic. Thank you, Taj.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, cheers.